content area, and context clues in the past. So this week we're going to review them. Informational text, that's non-fiction books, often use words from science and social studies to tell about a topic. So how can we figure out what these words mean? Well, we can look at the title. The title might help us. We can look at headings. We learned what headings mean. So text features like titles and headings can help us understand what they mean. We can look at the pictures and see if there's any clues. The pictures might tell us what they mean. And then what we're going to work on this week is context. Say that word. Context. Context clues. We're going to be like detectives. And we're going to find the words inside the story that tell us what another word means. So we're going to be practicing that. And tomorrow with your substitute teacher, you're going to see a silly word. It's a nonsense word. And you're going to read the whole paragraph with that silly word in there, and you're going to decide what that silly nonsense word would mean. Okay? Like it's a silly word like blip for hat. And then you have to read it, and they'll talk about you wear it on top of your head, and it keeps the sun out of your eyes, and you're like, oh, blip must be a hat. Okay? So that's what you're going to do tomorrow. So that's using context clues, or the words and the sentences around the word you don't know, to help you figure it out. So, temperature. I'm going to read this story. Temperature is how we measure how hot or cold something is. There are different instruments that we can use to help us find out what the temperature is. One of the most popular instruments is the thermometer. Most thermometers are sealed tubes that show numbers. The numbers are Celsius and Fahrenheit, which are the two different ways to tell what the temperature is. There is red mercury inside the tube. It rises to the exact degree on the thermometer. There are also digital thermometers, which use batteries or electricity to show the temperature with numbers. So, I want to know what the word digital means. Now, you may already know in your brain, your schema might already know what the word digital means. But I want to use clues from the story. So what clues in the story tell me what the word digital means? So let me read these parts around. I'm going to read the sentences around digital and tell me if you see any clues that might tell you what digital means. There is red mercury inside the tube. It rises to the exact degree on the thermometer. There are also digital thermometers, which use batteries or electricity to show the temperature with numbers. Which one's a clue? Xavier. Okay, so batteries or electricity, he tells me is a clue. Okay. Mr. Isaiah, I want you to put everything on your desk, on top of your desk, inside your desk. You're playing. Alyssa, I want you to go put that in your backpack. Thank you. Everything, Mr. Isaiah. You're not listening. All right, so batteries and electricity tell me what digital means. What's something else? Emma? No, there are also digital thermometers which use batteries or electricity to show the temperature with numbers. Grant? Okay, we said batteries and electricity. That tells me there's one more clue. Kate? Yes, a digital thermometer shows me numbers. So it's electric or battery thermometer. Remember, most of you probably use a digital one. And the numbers show to tell you what your temperature is. So that's the clues. They're battery or electrical thermometers that have numbers that tell me my temperature. Not like this one that has the mercury go up. Those are not digital ones. We're going to learn more about temperature next week when we start weather. We're going to learn about weather. Okay, what about temperature? I want to know what the word temperature means. So what are my clues? Temperature is how we measure how hot or cold something is. There are different instruments that we can use to help us find out what the temperature is. It tells me the definition right there. Emery? Yes, that's exactly what it is. I use that sentence to tell me what temperature is. How hot or cold something is. What about thermometer? There are different instruments that we can use to help us find out what the temperature is. One of the most popular instruments is the thermometer. Most thermometers are sealed tubes that show numbers. The numbers are Celsius and Fahrenheit, which are two different ways to tell what the temperature is. Heather? Tubes that show numbers, okay. What else? Someone that hasn't said anything. Come on, my friends. There's more of you that can find the answers. Xavier? Okay, tells me Celsius and Fahrenheit, but it also is a tool that tells me what? What does it tell me? Sydney? What does the thermometer tell me? Not what the weather is. But what's hot or cold called? Wyatt? Yes, it tells me what the temperature is. That's what a thermometer is. It's tubes that show numbers for Celsius and Fahrenheit that tells me what the temperature is. Very good. Ooh, tubes. What is a tube? Find out what the word tubes means. Let me read it. Most thermometers are sealed tubes that show numbers. The numbers are Celsius and Fahrenheit, which are two different ways to tell the number. There is red mercury inside the tube. It rises to the exact degree on the thermometer. So what's a clue that tells me what a tube is? Cooper? Okay. Emma? Well, not tube. A tube isn't red mercury. There's red mercury inside it, and they're sealed. We're gonna do this on these. There's red mercury inside, and they're sealed. So tubes are something that's sealed that has liquid in it, right? That's what the tube is. Mercury is liquid. What about instrument? There are different instruments that we can use to help find out what the temperature is. One of the most popular instruments is a thermometer. Someone just tell me what you think instrument means by me reading that. What do you think, Chase? What's an instrument? It's something you what? No, well, and music instruments, but that's not the kind of instrument they're talking about here. It's not something there. Is the thermometer play music? No. No? Emsley, what do you think? What's an instrument? Something that does what? No, an instrument here. What does it mean in this story? Xavier? No. Instrument that we can use to help find out what the temperature is. So instrument in this one is something we can use to find out the temperature, like a thermometer. The thermometer is an instrument. All right. So you can see how we can use the words around us to see what words mean in a story. So we're going to talk about words in a story with our story that we have this week. So go ahead and get out your reading book. Leaders by Jennifer Boothroyd. A leader is a person who's in charge of a group of people. Leaders try to help their groups and solve problems. Leaders try to work together and are good listeners too. Some leaders work in government. Government leaders make rules. They make rules for our country, our state, and our city. Our country's leaders work in Washington, D.C. The president leads our country, and members of Congress make laws for our country. The president and Congress work together. So, members. What do you think members are? It says members of Congress make laws. What do you think a member is? Chase? What's a member? You're right, it's a person. That what? Emsley? That makes the laws, but a member, not all members. You're members of my classroom. Do you make laws? No. So what is members? Blaze? Well, not, do you have the president? You're a member. No. What say, dear? A group, right? So we're members of this group. These are members of Congress, and you're right. Members of Congress make laws for our country, and they work together with the president. All right, state leaders work in the state's capital city. People in each state choose a governor. The governor leads the state. The governor works with legislators who make laws for their state. So what sentence on this page helps you know what governor means? Find the sentence on this page that lets me know what governor means. There's one sentence that tells me exactly what the governor does. Everybody find it. Kinsler, find the sentence on this page that tells me what a governor is. State leaders work in the state's capital city. People in each state choose a governor. The governor leads the state. The governor works with legislators who make laws for their state. Kinsler? Okay. Isaiah? The governor leads the state. Now let's read the one right before that. People in each state choose a governor. Now there's a governor's in that one, but does it tell me what a governor does? No. It just tells me that people choose them. But the governor leads the state is the main job of the governor. Now the next sentence tells me something else the governor does. The governor works with legislators who make laws for their state. So he works with legislators and he leads the state, or she. City leaders. A mayor is the leader of a city's government. The mayor works with the city council. So what you know about the word citizens fit the way the word is used here. It says citizens choose council members. Do you remember what a citizen is? What's a citizen? We learned about it at the very beginning of 2nd grade. Heather? You forgot, Lace? Yes, a citizen is also a person that lives in a place. So we are citizens of Lindsay. We are citizens of Texas. We are citizens of the United States. So citizens choose council members. Do you think people that live in that city should be the ones that choose who's on their council? Yes, so that makes sense why they say citizens, not the people. It's not any person can pick who's on the city council. Someone that lives in Austin, Texas can't decide who's going to be on Gainesville, Texas' city council. People in Gainesville have to pick who's going to be on the city council, or on the city council. Good leaders make our country a better place to live.